It's the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1, and it reads, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai so cometh as a thief in the night." Verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Kol Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachahakodash. I'm going to say double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. I'm going to say shalom to the Akim and the Aqua out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. It's the brother Yahweh coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And I was calling myself going to camp today because, I had to go indoors for the last 2 weeks. And thing is, why? Because I know the weather about to change again. The Lord really visited the earth. Call Loyim La Yahweh. Now this will be about like my third video, and I was gonna say this to tomorrow, but no, you strike while the iron's hot. The elder spoke in my mind, in my spirit rather. Strike while the iron's hot. Breaking news, fresh off the press. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw this, right? This caught my attention, right? It said, and so my phone won't charge now. Showing you how Satan busy than a motherfucker. Like, I ain't never had no short in this cord, but it started this morning, and now my phone about to die, so if my phone don't charge, I can't go camp. Or maybe, no, I can't because I need the Wi-Fi. So it says, Trump amend to pause grants federal financial assistance programs following executive orders. Now, I was like, okay, boom. But this is the kicker. This is the first thing affected. It says Medicaid payment portals down after Trump's federal funding freeze. Call lawyer, how about shot? It says medical payment portals are down following the Trump administration's decision to freeze trillions of dollars in federal funding, an effort by the new president to root out wokeness in the federal government, multiple sources have reported. We coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. Call her lawyer, how about shot? So, what is that about? So, yeah, I mean, so any day now, these devils probably can make their move because, it's so much important information going on right now, and like I said, you need to get in the spirit. I was just listening to, it's funny because I got a brother named Mighty too. I mean, not a brother, I got a cousin named Mighty. So whenever I hear that brother name, he made me think of my cousin, you know what I mean? This is in the world type shit. So it was just funny. And he was in the spirit, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if the way he presents himself, I can see why Jake probably get offended. But at the end of the day, he was completely in the spirit. And I was like, damn, because that's the kind of spirit you got to be in right now. We all catching hell, and we all seeking that reward. And a brother actually tries to, like say, I mean, I can't stand out and wait for you. You gotta do some work for yourself too. I can't do the work for you. You got to do some work for yourself. That's just like in the service. You know what I mean? Like shit. In movies, what was that? That alien movie. I forgot which one. I think the fourth one when they cloned Sigourney Weaver. What was her name? Riddick? No, her name wasn't fucking Riddick. But the one that cloned her. And basically, it was a guy. He had no legs, or his legs was bad or whatever. So the one guy he was dragging him, but while he dragging him, he's shooting. So he had to put in work even though he was crippled. You got to fight for this shit, man. Because this shit about to go down. Oh, you know how much havoc and hell this about to raise? So it says, a health insurance program for low-income individuals, Medicaid is run. And that's how you know they about to target Jake. The brothers was talking about how you got Jake laughing at, or the Southern Kingdom laughing at the Northern Kingdom because they catching their hell. But like brothers said, but it always hits Judah or the Southern tribes worse. And this is going to affect all the tribes. This is going to affect Esau. You know, brother put up a video. You go into a lot of those affirmative action programs, they said the biggest recipient of those programs is Edomite women. The affirmative action. And when you take time to think about it, they right. Because at one point in time, you know, affirmative action, Jake was able to utilize it to a degree, but that was set up to allow the Edomite woman into the workforce. This devil ain't playing. So this is time to flame oil in the spear, because again, if you can't snap that weak ass spear, and you know, it'll make a lot of sense. When I first was seeing the elders doing those rebuke videos or Jake's falling out the truth because demons jumped on him, you know, again, it's a lot of spirits out here because of whatever that fucking demon the Pope did. It's demons on the earth, you know what I'm saying? You like say, so, you know, but you don't want to fall out the truth because we all know the repercussion of that. You know what I mean? Not only the demon that was on you go come back, but 7 more. So you're going to be way more fucked up and bugged out than you was before. So it says the health insurance program for low-income individuals, Medicaid, is run jointly by the states and the federal government. With the Children's Health Insurance Program, Medicaid insures more than 1 in 5 Americans, or about 79 million people, nearly half of whom are children. Medicaid also pays for roughly 2 in every 5 births in the U.S. So they trying to put Jake in a hard spot. You know what I mean? I just used the word, but it talks about, I forgot where it's at. I just did a video about it, but because I was like, I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place, and then basically goes into being pressed. So it's like a trial. I think it's like in James. It's either in James or 1 Peter, but the word basically goes into pressing or being pressed, and it basically being tried, tribulation, you know, oppression, you know. So they about to put oppression on Jake. My staff has confirmed reports that Medicaid portals are down in all 50 states following last night's federal funding freeze. So if you go to the hospital, you might not be seen because they ain't got the money. Now, I know when they did that shit, like sometimes like babysitters get paid. So that go for your babysitting fees, you know, because government pay for the babysitters, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit, because I'm talking about babysitters and I'm seeing my babysitter pull out. Call lawyer like y'all must shot. This shit about to go down. Call lawyer 414-144. Call lawyer like Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Call lawyer like Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Call lawyer like Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Racha Kodash Barakatham. And whenever you see those numbers, that's supposed to, you know, uplift you in the spirit. And when that brother was doing the video, he said call lawyer. He saw the 144. You know, this shit got, man, this devil, it could be before summer. You know, I wouldn't put stock in that funky ass income tax and none of that. This devil is on a rampage. This is a blatant attempt to rip away health care from millions of Americans overnight and will get people killed. Yeah, because there's people probably in the hospital right now, and them hospitals is not for your preservation. They set up to make money. That's why they don't truly heal you. They just bandage you up and send you out to basically go through the shit again. So this shit about to go down. Bear with me for a second. I'm gonna go back to that other article. It says Trump's amendment to pause grants federal financial assistance programs following executive orders. The White House has issued a memo that temporarily suspends federal grants, loans, and other financial assistance programs for executive departments pending an assessment of the funding. Now, that's what I say. This is it. This what Michael Jackson made. This is it. And then he died right after. This bitch Babylon about to die. Call lawyer like y'all bust me outside. Because look, federal funding goes to your financial aid for schools, all that shit. And then if that just stop pretty much all the social programs, they stopping. And they probably not gonna bring them back until you see hipped. It says the Wall Street Journal first reported the memo saying it was sent out by the Office of Management and Budget, OMB, around 5 p.m. on Monday. Hey, come on, this dude only been in office. Today's what, the 28th? He been in the office for a week and a day. And getting shit done. Get her done, you fucking Edomite. A White House official. You know, I was listening to the Richie from Boston today, and he was sitting up there saying how that's why he's always on the move. He said because he doesn't want to be at home. Like pretty much, you know, your computers, your cell phones, all this shit is being tracked by the government. So they seeing brothers at how they know where everybody at. That's what the elders always say. You know, you want to live somewhere. what the Richie from Boston don't understand, which I believe wholeheartedly now he a Jake, because he made a video, he was going in on some of the troopers talk about how they really doing that shit for the money. Even that Jake, JWTV. And the thing is this, I don't really like be worried or checking to see who telling. No, I know they bringing out information, and I line it up with the scriptures. But yeah, you got agents in here. I forgot what the name of the operation that the brother told me about, Operation Zypher. And everybody might not be working for the government, but everybody's not caring about truth. Richard from Boston like got passionate about it. That's what made me think he a Jake as well. But what he don't understand, and then guess what he said? You will never hear no Christian say what he said. He said the Most High. When did you tell me when you heard a Christian say the Most High? No, that's something that brothers in the truth say. But I digress. But the point being, I can see Richie being a Jake, and he said he don't make as many followers he had and all that. He had damn near 1 million followers at one point in time. He's still doing this not because of the fact that he's trying to make money. He's doing it because the Spirit on him to do it. The Lord dealing with all flesh right now. So again, we in some amazing times. It says a White House official told Fox News Digital that the memo was intentionally misreported and does not constitute a funding freeze of federal financial assistance across the board. It's right. So they saying it's not all programs, but it's programs. Well, shit, I know Medicaid. I just read the article. I just read the title. It says the official said the pause is expressly limited to programs and activities that may be impacted by President Donald Trump's executive orders, such as ending diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. So, yeah, like programs like food stamps and shit like that. These devils did some smooth, shrewd shit. And yeah, he gonna be that one. I'll say it if nobody else gonna say it, because what I just found out is pretty much they all pro-crypto. You know, they're like, they got Eric Trump running around to these other countries, and they're pushing it. Because at the end of the day, all the other countries are involved in it too. They just all jockeying for the position they're going to play in. Again, pretty much the whole world is going to be set up on a digital system. But they jockeying to see what country's going to be where. Which I don't know how this ultimately going to end, because if he really said fuck, Klaus Schwab, well, you're dealing with people that could touch you, touch you through, and that's why he's weaponizing and armor and basically militarizing, the police forces and the citizens. You got those MAGA people are pretty much a small army for Trump. The Oath Keepers, they pretty much allowed them to come back on the government's, to show up to the White House. At one point, they was banned when Biden was in office. So all the shit that Biden did, now he's coming reverse. It's a lot of chess moves being played, but at the end of the day, trust me, believe this shit they doing is going to affect all of Israel. So that's why you need a Lord and a Savior. That's why you got scriptures like Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower and the righteous run up to it. Because at the end of the day, like I was just listening to a video the elder said, they come in with these, I almost say motherfuckers, but these demonic Jakes that's up there. Oh yeah, we gotta all come together. You gonna just do a blend of the Black Panthers, Islam, and they gonna do a Grandmaster J. Just smorgasbord everything. The Lord gonna destroy that shit. What the elder said, he said at the end of the day, you cannot fight against this man carnally. We have to wait on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So it says the memo exempts any program that provides direct. Now watch this, look at this shit. It says the memo exempts any programs that provides direct benefits to Americans from the review process. That includes Social Security, Medicare, and the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. But again, I'm about to show you something. It says Medicaid payment portals down after Trump's federal funding free. This is a fucking, scriptures talk about never trust thine enemy. This motherfucker, the devil, he's a liar. This motherfucker just made a poem, said the poem about the snake. And what do Ecclesiastes chapter 12 say? It said, never trust thy enemy, and who will pity a charmer that's bitten by a serpent? So I'm going to bring out these scriptures. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. And it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Because our job is to tell you the good and the bad. You know, it's beautiful, and you know, it's honey to hear that you're an Israelite, that you God's chosen people, that you're a special people. But nobody want to hear about war, evil, of pestilence. But what all are you seeing in the world right now? Evil and pestilence. You know, it's funny because a lot of my videos go into, you know, either you know, judgment or the plagues. You know, I rarely do videos on breaking down, you know, books or, you know, customs or whatnot. My spirit was always directed to that, and that's probably why the name of my channel is what it is. You know, because at the end of the day, only thing, you know, we prophets of doom, because we hate this fucking place. Doom, death, and destruction. Verse 9, there ain't no fucking IUIC. And then the brother talk about, you know, they talk about the cap, they talk about the agent set up was purple and gold clad. Well, I don't think he said that. I think he just named it. But I wouldn't be surprised, not at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if you got men in other caps that is secretly like I can see that. Man, listen here. You have to sell your soul, maybe even your butthole, to get anything in this devil's kingdom. Point blank, period. You know, they was I be watching that guy 607 Unc. You know, and to a degree, he clowning, he trolling, he doing like a Charleston White, but some of that shit ain't just him talking shit. You know, he was saying something about Dame Dash. He's like, Dame Dash should never get back on, and he's pretty much blackballed. Come on, Dame Dash had a mindset. Dame Dash said if you got 10 guys and y'all all millionaires, if you fall off, each guy should be able to give you 100,000 and you back as a millionaire. You know, on some real street code, like, you know, but it made me think about paid in full. Like, pretty much why Cameron and all them got to be paid in full was because of Dame Dash. A lot of people don't even fucking know that. Yet still, Cameron eating right now and won't even like, because he's blackballed. That's why Dame, and then I can see it just because Jay-Z in the position he in. Like I said, like this is a treacherous ass place. So best believe if you amassed anything and then talk about like you already know, like, man, you're not gonna be able to say that. That's why they don't say it. I don't say it if nobody else say it. You know, since I, you know, spiritually affiliated with a cap, but I'm not, you know, physically affiliated. Like, that's why they don't call on the names of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Or he calls on it, he do like a Farrakhan when the Lord fucking him up, or when he's mad because, or whatever the case may be. Like, I forgot, it was the one elder was bringing out, he said, you do, because I grew up watching Farrakhan, you know, and I could never get into the shit. You know, my daddy had that shit on, then come to find out my daddy wasn't really into that shit for real. Just like Farrakhan really ain't into that shit. But he was talking about how Farrakhan sit up there and talk about this and that, and we Muslims, but then every once in a while he come on talking about we the children of Israel. And I remember, I hope Jake remember when he said that recently. Now he like the Lord got him, punishing him, probably gonna keep him alive until the missiles hit, because the simple fact, you know, you sit up there, you misled all these people. It ain't no fucking, like, you got a judgment for that. He misled millions of people. He said, talking about Farrakhan can't die. He one of them individuals that's hoping for death and can't receive it. That's scary than the motherfucker. Verse 9, the prophets which prophesy of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua have truly sent him. And we not in times of peace. The scripture in Ecclesiastes talk about the time for war and the time for peace. Well, you seeing war on the planet. You think even if DJ Trump and Putin stop, pretty much, you know, it'll be just like Habakkuk chapter 2. But I don't think they're going to stop. I seen another executive order. Now, that's why I'm saying I kind of figured he was going to do it like this. Like, now all these, you know, because they wouldn't show you the full list of the executive orders. But now all these executive orders talking about he did this, he did that. Well, this is another executive order. And I don't give a fuck what you build, because it don't matter, because if the Lord ain't with you and the Lord is not with Babylon the Great, this bitch gonna get destroyed. It's prophesied to. You know, look at this executive order this devil talk about trying to do. It's not just charging that about a bitch. It says Trump Trump issues executive order for Iron Dome for America. So Putin probably said, eat a missile or eat, you know what I mean? Putin probably said some, because at the end they like, you got to understand, a lot of them businessmen run game. They, you know what I mean? Like how you would talk a bitch out the panties or you would run game on a motherfucker. Like, you know how, you know, Jake, you know, good with conversation, especially brothers that are eloquent in speaking. You know, I'm not a great speaker, and I was able to, you know, hustle up shit. That's just within Jake. But Esau can do that shit as well, because he got that you know, the Lord then gave him the power of that tongue. You know what I mean? That serpent. You know, that sorcery. Look at how he got all the nations beguiled. So, you know what I mean? Best believe a lot of shit about to go down. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14. And the point is verse 16, and it reads, I'm going to start at verse 14, 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. And the brother was going into scriptures because, like I said again, if you in this truth, you got, you know, you got a huge chance of being favored. You favored just for knowing the truth, just for the spirit to sup with you. Now, yeah, you got Jake lose the spirit or whatnot, Jake fall out the truth. You know, I was listening to the brother say that. He said, you know what I mean, man, I watched, let that weekend, because it is a spirit. You know, I remember at one point in time, it was a spirit fucking with me trying to get me to hate a brother. I overcame that spirit. So anything, brothers got testimonies, and I suggest brothers start lightweight speaking on them more, because that will actually uplift a brother's spirit. You know, I was listening to the brothers, they was going into what they be meditating on, the spiritual power. I was like, God damn, that is smooth. He said, I'm going to point in order. I was like, damn, that's cold. Like off of the mummy. But yeah, that's a spirit. We're fight. Brothers read the scriptures and don't take the time to really like meditate or think about it. You constantly fighting spirits in this thing. And we're going to be fighting them all the way up until we up out of here. That's why it's so important to lock in now. Verse 15. So, you know what I mean? If the Lord's still dealing with you, if you still, as long as you're doing the right thing, the Lord got us, man. Verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to fly, so like haste thee to flee from these times. Verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. You got northern kingdom getting terrorized, and now he coming after the southern. I can see this year them really, like, because again, like the brother on the West Coast was saying, he was like, I see them building all these big ass buildings, but ain't nobody got no money. So who going in these? I was watching a video from the one brother that always says, I believe them the prophets. He was showing some powerful videos. I see why the elders follow that brother or watch his video, because he bring out, the spirit be dealing with him, he bring out some edifying information. But, you know, he played a video. The chick was like, okay, boom, if we just rounding these people up and they leaving, why are you building facilities, holding centers? Because, man, literally, like, they about to be on some modern day slave shit, and all these nations gonna be in cahoots with it. You know, take time to think about it. They talk about labeling certain criminal gangs as, you know, terrorists. So that gives them the right to pretty much put you in and lump you in to the category of the migrants. Because when you go into that bill, HB 1484, that's going to allow them to and I just talked that dude up, JWT. Yeah, the Lord going to scope pay on that nigga. And I don't know if he purposely doing it or he's not. But a lot of these individuals are doing it for money. I mean, Richie was upset. And rightfully so. That's just like when we get upset when Jake going off bringing out the scriptures or breaking out the truth. Because Richie from Boston is up there like, man, do you not understand that this has got to do with, you know, a battle between the righteousness and wickedness? He didn't say it like that, but I'm going to say it like that for him. At the end of the day, righteousness and wickedness, you know, at the end of the day, but you got people trying to, you know, profit off of filthy lucre's sake. And that's why the fuck, what you gonna do then? Like, I was just sitting back meditating on the, like, all these niggas that think the way of living is to try to sell drugs all your life, and like, all that shit's about to be gone. And then to show you how much of a hypocrite Esau Edom is, they still gonna have drugs though. But it's only gonna be for the elites. Fucking demons. Which I wish you would have created a world where you couldn't have drugs. Because don't get me wrong, those drugs were created for a purpose, you know. So it's a righteous way you could use them. Just like, I mean, like with the symbols and everything, it's a wicked way and it's a righteous way and a wicked way. Everything has a balance. So I'm gonna end it with this. This is the book of because the Lord, he just sharpened that sword, which is Esau Edom. This is the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 21. I think it's 20. There. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 21. And I'm going to start at verse 8. And it reads, again, the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Verse 10, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It could temper the rod of my son as every tree. Verse 11, and he hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Verse 12, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. Because the sword, Romans chapter 13, Psalm chapter 17, is Esau Edom. That's the Lord's sword. He's going to use this devil to pretty much enact justice or judgment on you 2/3 Jakes. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. All the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. So the Lord, we in the time of judgment. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. I wholeheartedly believe that. So get your mind right, get your spirit right, and prepare to meet thy power. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. You will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam, by Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Aquat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yashar Allah and Mawath La Babal. Shalom.